So hey guys, welcome back to the channel. My name's Cameron. Today is a very exciting day for me because today my brand new 8-frame electric extractor has arrived. So let's take a look at it. Got some instructions, just not so much instructions as opposed to pictures. We've got 3 legs that can be bolted down to something. Might be an idea to bolt it to a bit of plywood. We've got the gate and small screws. Looks like could be small screws for the lid. We've got the lid that's inside, and then it it's heavier than the last one. Okay, keep that box for storage. .110 power. It's got low 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 70, 80, 90 and then high speed control, power, and then excuse me, inside we've got the clear lid. Look, oh, there is it tied there. Or is it tied? Holding the cage to stop it from spinning in transit. So straight away I'm seeing like warehouse dirt on it, so it is going to need a clean prior to use. I mean, I would do that anyway, but it would be more of a sanitizing. But I can see dirt on it, so it's actually some sort of, it's probably from the factory when it was made. But got that stuck. Let's see if I can unwrap them. Get one piece out first. Okay, one lid, or half of the lid, with a little handle. The other piece, and I'm not seeing the hinges. Oh, the hinges are here. Alright, the hinges already are fixed. So, I don't know how easy that motor actually comes off. The motor's got to come off in order to take the basket out to clean. Let me get a couple of frames and see how they fit. So it takes 8 medium, I've just got to work out how. Where's it? 8 supers. Let me get some supers. I've got some supers. Says it takes 8 of these. I'm just going to work out how. Okay, so the supers go in tops to the centre like that, and then mediums and deeps just sit either. Okay, let's put these legs on. So let's bring a table over and sit it on a table, but I'm not having to bend down. So there's the gate. Let's see how easy or not this might be to get on with that basket inside. So it's a standard gate, plastic fitting. I don't think that. Nope. I'm going to have to take the basket out in order to get my hand in to put that in. So it's as good a time as any to work out how this basket comes, how this detaches. Oh, I see. So they're on an L-shaped. These up here, they're on L-shaped screws. So these two top ones, I've got the vice grips here. It might be better. Well, they're not that tight. It's always going to be better if you have the correct wrench. Essentially, these could be hand tight anyway. Alright, so these 4 nuts, and they do have washers on. That's pretty simple. That's not a bad design. They do have washers on, and so this will lift straight up. That motor's got a little bit of weight to it. That's a good sign. I don't want to lose them washers. Yeah, I've spent a little bit of time around motors. That's a nice and heavy, yeah. Alright, so does that pull just straight up now? Yep. So that pulls straight out, nice and easy once those 4 bolts are out. And it just sits in a pivot in the bottom. Alright, let's put the honey gate on. That's all enough. Well, you know what I'm going to do? While I've got it all disassembled, I'm going to give it a clean. I'll be right back. Okay, so I'll give it a clean. I'm happy that it's now clean. And now, if we were extracting today, I would make sure that it was completely bone dry inside the cage and the sides of the drum, because you don't want any water getting into your honey. So that's just an FYI. Obviously each time we extract, we're going to clean it prior to. Make sure you dry it off really well. Maybe an idea is wash it a couple of hours before you're going to start to extract, dry it as best you can, and then put it out in the sun or something like that. But anyway, let's get this gate on. Now this, and I'm just talking from experience here, this wants to be only hand tight. I'm not tall enough. Let me go get a step. So like I said, I'm speaking from experience. These break really easily. With them being plastic. What I did was, as soon as I learned that they break super easy, I bought some spares, because what breaks is that you just over tighten it and it just snaps. And it's like that on all of them. I bought some cheap ones. I had some cheap ones, and I had a relatively expensive one. And like a lot of things, they all break the same. So don't forget, don't over tighten it. Once you've got it to a point where you can't turn the gate on the outside with your hands, then it's about tight enough. Pollen's still getting me, and I've got it on upside down. My gate is opening downwards and not upwards. That might get in the way, so I'll undo it. And put it on the right way. There we go. Okay. Alright, that's that one. So now, let's work out okay, so it goes on to both of these bolts here. That whole thing's turning and it's not inside, so let's work this out. Yeah, that's got to come off. Okay, interesting. So we've got three holes on the leg, but only 2 holes on the side of here. So I guess what you've got is you can either have it this high or this high. I'm going to go with the highest one because I'm going to be emptying it into 5-gallon food grade buckets. So I'm going to go on the tallest level of the leg, and I'm also, I don't want to scratch this paint up, so I'm going to go and get the right wrenches for these bolts. So these bolts on the side for the legs, one's 11mm and one's 9/16. Alright, so like I said, I'm going to go with the highest level. Dropped it. Alright, come on, get a grip, lad. That's better. Bolt on the bottom. Might be better to get that bottom one in place first, I think. Based on the fact that I keep losing that bolt. Okay. Come up against my first design flaw. We've got a bolt that is on the internal skin here. Doesn't go, I can't access the other side of it. Yeah, that's a crappy design. Yeah, it's on that inner skin. I wonder. Yeah, they're all the same. So this might be a two-man job. Might be. Let me see if I can keep a hold of that bolt. Oh, you know what? I can access it. Cameron. There's a lip. There's a lip underneath. With me having it on the table, I just wasn't able to feel it. Alright. It's not a design flaw. It's a new to Cameron flaw. I thought it was a bit of a weird design. Okay. Okay, we've got legs on. Alright, let's move this table. We don't need that out. So we've got legs. It's always a good start. So, based on the legs, if you want to get a 5-gallon bucket underneath it, you've got to have it on that highest level. There's probably, I don't know, 2.5 inches between the gate and that bucket, and well, that look without the lid on it, it just fits perfectly. So FYI on your legs, if you're going into a 5-gallon food grade bucket, you need to be on the highest point on your legs, because if you use this bottom one, you won't get that bucket underneath there. Okay, let's get this basket back in. Now when I cleaned it, or when Julie cleaned it, a single ball bearing came out. Now the only thing I can think of is that that ball bearing sits directly in the middle on that pivot. So on your motor on the bottom, you've got to line that up with the sides. So what that means is you've got a bolt holding that central pivot on the top. Your bolt needs to be across from the gate. It needs to be going this way in order for the pivot to match up with this top motor. And I believe, no, it goes that way. Alright, now then you've got to get these bolts back up straight. That's pretty easy. That wasn't difficult. Okay. It's all a learning process, Cameron. Alright, so I need to put my bolts in one side just to put them on real loosely, in order for it to stop popping off. Oh, I put them in there, didn't I? So get one side on and then just put your nuts on real loose so that you can still manipulate movement on that other side, but it won't pop off on this side when you're manipulating it on that side. Alright, so 1, 2 bolts through. Well, these don't have washers on. Don't know why. Right, so I've got my 4 bolts on. I need to make sure that I'm dropping down onto that pivot, which is there. So now that basket's moving freely, pivot's right, I can see my motor turning around the top, everything's as it should be, apart from I lost one of my bolts. And I kept the pivot, so once that motor's sat straight, your bolts should be straight and able to put them on nice and simple. Let's see if one of these fits. It's going to be this one. Now the motor, it is important to make sure that these are tight and that motor is on exactly how it should be, or you will get vibration on it, which will cause the unit to not run how it should. So if you noticed, I put my microphone on my bandana. I did a video a couple of days ago. We've got new chicks. We're going to start raising chickens for eggs, and because I was working putting up fencing and that sort of thing, microphone can go like this, so I figured I'd put it on the bandana, and that can't happen. Alright, that's nice and tight. That's turning freely, not catching on anything. So let's have a look at this. This has got a protective film on, I believe, probably both sides. Yeah, so I'm pretty sure it's clear is the lid, so yeah, it's got protective film on both sides. So what I'm going to do is expose where the hinges are going to be, because we don't want that left on stuck underneath. Potential to okay, so that goes on the underside, like that. So these are just small nuts and bolts, no washers. Just small nuts and bolts. This is going to be fun with your eyesight camera. Yeah, I know. And they're a Phillips head. I've got them both through there. Lift it slightly. Get both nuts on by hand. So don't drop this nut. If you drop the nut and you don't have one of those magnets to grab things, I dropped the nut. Cursed myself there, didn't I? Did it right on the first one. I held the nut to the screw and turned the screw, not the nut. So, drop the nut down in the bottom. Now I'm deliberately making these mistakes so you don't have to. That was a lie. Where are you? I'll see you. Alright, there is room just to grab that. And I've just noticed something which I didn't notice before. The bottom of the drum isn't flat. It's actually slightly domed, obviously to send the honey to the edge so that it can come out that gate. I'm glad I dropped the nut now. So we'll try again. So hold the nut and turn the screw. Like that. And I've just noticed something else. That's got something different on it, so which is the this one has got that on it. Where does that go? Why is it there? I don't know. It's a little bit loose, that. Well, I guess it's loose so that you can get that plastic off. So on the lid, one side of it has got a little piece of steel on it. Okay. Looks like the white button close the lid tightly and then restart the honey extractor. That got some sort of mechanism on it where it won't start with the lid open. I'm not seeing installation screw power off protection. It does have a power off protection. Where is it? Power off protection. There. Okay. So half the lid has this on, okay? And I'm making these mistakes deliberately so that you don't have to. Remember that. So on the motor, there is, on one side of the motor, right here, can you hear that? Let me grab my phone and I'll take a picture. So, nut out your mouth. So on one side of the motor there's a safety switch which corresponds with this. So this half of the lid has to go onto this side of the motor so that that safety on off switch will actually activate like that. Yeah, so what that means is this, at least this side of the lid has got to be closed or that motor won't run. So there's your safety feature right there. I'm glad I noticed that because I would have I was putting the wrong side of the lid on the wrong side. Screw that. I want that plastic off. There's potential for catching bacteria. We don't want that. Pick you up later. So, just another FYI, the side with the patch safety switch also has this little something on the front. Don't know whether it's meant to be some type of weight. Don't know. Got no nails. Razor blade. Alright, do the razor blade. Between my eyesight and my lack of nails, because I'm a nail biter, some habits just don't ever die. little bit left around there I'm not happy about. That's a magnet. That little weighted piece is magnetised. So getting them little bits of plastic off is important, because it won't take long for dirt to get between the plastic and that protective coating. So you want it all off. Yeah, that's magnetised. So I'm going to make sure all these are nice and tight, but not too tight, because we're dealing with plastic. So that goes there. Oh, I see. That magnet physically touches the edge here. Okay. So let's start again with the correct top. Well, you missed that camera. That needs to go back on first. I took this off to get the plastic off. You'll also notice that I'm doing this on the carpeted area of the deck, because these little nuts and screws and etc., they fall through. Oh, they're gone. I'll never find them. Okay. So this side corresponds to the safety switch on this side of the lid. So hold the nut, turn the screw, you don't want to put it on all the way in case you've got to manipulate anything on the other side, so just on so that it's on, sort of thing. I do have glasses just for this type of job. I don't have them on me right now. It's a little fiddly. One thing you might want to think about doing as well is when you've got this together, just go around these nuts and bolts. Anything that's exposed to the inside of the extractor, you might want to just go around with an antibacterial wipe and just wipe. Again, you'd want to do that well in advance of using the extractor, so that it's got time to evaporate. this lid is hard fixed, screwed to the motor. I don't know whether that's going to have any difference when you're taking it on and off or not. I don't know, I guess we'll see the first time. So once again, just hand tight. We're dealing with screws on plastic. You don't want to break your brand new lid. Yeah. Ah, that's what the magnet's for. The magnet is for so that it, when it's up, it sticks to the motor. Okay, when you've got this on, just make sure you can actually hear that click. I had to manipulate it very slightly. It wasn't actually turning. Okay, so that's that on. So the other side of the lid, which is just got a handle on, and again we want to unscrew that. These screws do have tiny little rubber washers on them, that's to help them not break. Making this easy for yourself, are you, Cameron? You will insist on not wearing your glasses. Now you see I'm using a hand screwdriver. I do have this. I would suggest doing things like this. You do not use that. Too easy to go too far and snap. So far I'm impressed. It's been easy to put together once you work it out and get it right on the either side. So far I'm impressed with it. It's a good heavy barrel. It's a good heavy barrel, and we're going to run the motor. It's a good heavy motor as well. We'll run it, see. But so far I'm impressed with the design and build quality. I see you. I am. I got this off Amazon. It was on sale with $100, I believe, knocked off. I think there's a 8 super or 4 medium and deep extractor. And when you're looking at extractors, you've got to work out how big is your operation. Last year we only extracted honey off basically one hive. and we borrowed a two-frame hand crank extractor, which for that was perfectly fine. However, this year we'll be extracting off probably 6 big colonies and maybe 4 or 5 smaller colonies. That equates to quite a lot of honey. That equates to quite a lot of honey. And probably all my, well, 99% of my supers are mediums. And right now on the honey production, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. So that's 17 supers, medium supers, that at least, that's a lot of hand cranking. 17. So all these, obviously everything costs money. There's certain startup costs in everything. So we do intend luckily I got some spare nuts because that went down, gone forever. We do intend selling honey, so you got to work out, when you're talking about hundreds of dollars worth of equipment, I mean, you've got to have the hives, and you can make the hives yourself. You need certain tools to do so, and if I decide we're going to go bigger, like up to 50 hives, right now we've got 26. If at some point I decide, okay, let's double what we've got, I have the ability. My father-in-law has a carpentry workshop just for himself, and I have the ability, with his know-how, to build them at his shop. I didn't tighten that one up, did I? So that's something you might want to think about. Obviously building them yourself is going to be way more cost effective than purchasing. But it depends on what you want. They refer to hobby beekeeping, sideline beekeeping, and then commercial. It all depends on how easy you want to make your life. Hand cranking 17 mediums is not fun, I can imagine, based on the fact that I've hand cranked, I don't know, 5, 10 maybe, different time. Okay, lids on. Time to get some power and run that motor, see how much vibration or movement on the thing we've got. So I need an extension cord. Alright, so I'll make sure it's on the off position. So before I turn it on, I'm going to double check everything is good and tight and running freely. So power on low, turn it on. Okay, we're spinning. So I've got it on number 70 right now, and they say whenever you huh?
Yes, then old man.
Yes, then old man.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Why are you saying that?
Because I'm birthday party. I'll say a medal.
Nice.
Look out now, don't I?
No.
Everyone can buy me drinks. Let's go down.
Who's been buying you drinks?
Everyone, we're all in York. My birthday.
Oh, that's right, yeah.
There's 9 of us.
Nice.
And it's 2 for 1 in the bar. So the other one, everyone's giving to me, which I don't mind.
No?
It's free.
Exactly. Alright, so we've got a green light to say power's on. That's 30. My guess is that's about how fast we were hand cranking, maybe a little bit more. Let's go to 50. That's about what we were hand cranking at. And when you're hand cranking, you're not 100% going to get everything out. Let's check the off switch works. Yep, that shut off. So this side you can open. I don't know why. I don't know why. I don't know why. Anyway, let's see how fast it will go. Now, when you're extracting, as I was about to say, you want to start off slow and work your way up to fast. That's up to 70. So far, I'm super impressed. It's quiet. There's no vibration or anything on that motor. Obviously, there's nothing inside it to cause any sort of centrifugal. Right, that's on full. I'm going to put some frames in. There's no honey in them, but it might create. Why didn't they put a magnet on that side as well? I don't know. Let's put some frames in. Let's see what. See if we can get some movement going. And when you're putting frames in, remember they've got to be opposites, or you will get some vibration going. Alright, let's see. Alright, that's on full. There is zero. I don't think we're going to have a problem at all with it moving. I mean, there's holes in the legs to screw it down to the ground, but I don't think. Let me get some more frames in. A bit more weight. So I've got 2 supers, which I can put in as well. And again, the supers go in with the tops touching. That's how they fit perfectly in. There we go. A little bit of a faff, but I've no doubt you'll get used to it. over time. So now we've got oh, now okay, that, okay. So because I've put frames in one side but not the other, now we're getting wobbles. We get another frame, another medium. The perfect example of you can't have something in one side and not the other. So let's see how it goes now. So all the frames, all the baskets full now. That's on full. Oh, I'm super impressed with that. Yeah, zero, just virtually no vibration or movement or anything. Yeah, I'm impressed with that. I'm going to let it run for a little bit on low, just to let them bearings and that motor just get used to. I've no doubt that it was tested in the factory, but I'm going to let it run a little bit. Yeah, I'm out on a deck 9 feet off the ground and I can't feel anything on the ground. I think for what we need, this is going to work out great. Yeah. So for storage, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the box on. I'm going to leave the legs on because there's just more chance of it getting damaged if it's on the ground. I'm going to leave the legs on, and for storage I'm going to put that box over the top of it just to keep dust off and that sort of thing. But I think this is going to work out great for us. So the cost, let me just refresh my memory of the cost of it. So it's a B Castle honey extractor. B Castle's a company, and for the 4 frame, which does 4 deeps, 4 mediums or 8 supers, for the money I think it's great. For the size of outfit we are, the cost was $299 delivered. Because it was off Amazon. We have Amazon Prime. I've been looking at them for such as Dadant. Their 4 framers start at $1,200. I don't have $1,200 to invest in a Dadant right now. For these motors, the actual motor is the thing that would break, and these motors you can pick them up absolutely anywhere. It's not difficult. The barrel's nice and heavy. I'm really pleased with the construction of that. I think it's going to last us several years, and as the size we are now, I think it's going to work for us. I'm going to leave that running. Guys, that's all I've got for you today. I want to thank all our subscribers. Love the comments. Drop us a like, drop us a comment if you want any more information about this. Obviously I will be making another video when we do our first actual extraction. In the meantime, the rest of the day I'm going to build a chicken coop. That's all I've got today, guys. I will see you on my next video.